Work continues on the van, Stealth RV conversion. So I just drove this another 300 miles, and I noticed that the floor in the hallway there gets incredibly hot. The catalytic converter is underneath there. There's quite a bit of an air gap between that and the floor, and there is a small heat shield immediately surrounding the catalytic converter, and it seems like it's just transmitting the heat right through it and letting it go up to the floor. I mean, to the point that you put your hand on it, you couldn't hold your hand there, it's that hot. So I went to the pick apart and I got this heat shield. This is around a gas tank on a F350, I think it was. And so I'm going to cut it down a little bit and shape it a little bit and slide it up on between the floor and the catalytic converter and the muffler and leave a nice air gap. That should take care of it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So working on the shower. I don't like how far out the shower head is going to stick into the shower stall. I don't want to wind up hitting my head on it all the time. So I picked up this die, made in USA, surprise, surprise, from the local hardware store. It's 20 bucks. Thought it was a great deal. So I'm going to attempt to cut this off and rethread the end of it where the end it can't talk, where it's shorter all around. So let's see how it goes. Claims to be lead free. Let's hope so. I don't expect this to work all that well, but we'll find out. There's a plan B. I've got the long handle that goes on here, but unfortunately it's at home. I'm not at home. Carrying a lot of tools with me, but I certainly plenty of times wish everything else was in my shop. Shop dog is helping. So helpful. Trying to figure out how I can get on that pillow. I do have a crescent wrench. Probably be wearing gloves for this, or it shatters in my hand. Well, it's slow going, but it does work. I have to file this and smooth this a little bit also. Got a ways to go. I won't torture you with that. And then rethreaded it enough to tighten on the shower head. Got most of the plumbing in place for the washing machine and the shower drains. It's a little unorthodox, but it should work just fine. This is a one-way valve, so whatever liquid's in here can't go back that direction. And I'm going to put a drain in one of these two, I'm not sure which, and a vent up there. I may have to drop the tank down a little bit to get all the flows going the correct directions. But actually I think it will work fine just like it is. I might have just a little water sitting in this pipe right here from time to time, but I don't think it's going to cause any problems. I'll try it out that way first, and if it doesn't work, then I'll go ahead and drop the height of the tank some. So try that out pretty soon. So you can see there's a big mess in here, which means there's a lot of things going on. So we'll start up here. The drain is in the floor. Let's just get all this stuff out of here. I've got a seal around the top, put the exhaust fan in. Other than that, that's done. And then I'm busy in here as well. So all the plumbing and electrical is done in here. Looks a little bit of a mess, but it's a lot of stuff going on in a small space. All the electrical is in this Liquid-Tight stuff. Got 12 volt, 120. Got an outlet back there for the washing machine, washer and dryer. And then there's a spare outlet in case I have to plug something in. This is my fill valve. So the hose connects just down there in that little floorboard. You can see it poking out there. It'll have a little plastic plug to keep debris out, but it's inside. I don't want anything is showing on the outside unless I absolutely have to. So I'll just turn this off. Hook up the hose outside, turn it on through a known drinking water quality hose. And then once it's on, I can just open this up, fill this as much as I want to fill it. It holds 75 gallons. I doubt I'll actually put that much water in it. It's a lot of weight. Oh, and I weighed the van the other day. It was 9840 with me and a full tank of gas. So by the time you add the water, the microwave, the refrigerator, which is not very heavy, but anyway, and 2 more people maybe, I'm starting to get a little closer to the 11,500 gross vehicle weight rating. Still plenty to spare though. So anyway, so that's how you get the water in the tank. Electric water pump, 12 volt. Get a little strainer in here. There's a tube that runs here to the very bottom of the tank to help siphon it out. So pull it up through here, put it out through there, and then it splits it. So it's going to go to the cold water for the shower, cold water for the washing machine, cold water for the sink in the back, and then it splits off here and kicks out on the roof. Once you get the solar panels on, whatever room is left, I'll build a custom box up there with a coil of copper tubing in it to heat the water. Probably won't be much of the way of hot water in the mornings, but in the afternoons or evenings it should be fine. So it'll go out one way, come back in the other, come back and do these things, go back to the sink, and then as it goes through there, I've got it all stubbed out. Kind of see them right there. But other than that, oh no, you gotta get a hose there. That's a vent. Hose up, put a couple of coils in it just to slow down any splashing. Bring it out, bring it down, and put a little filter in there just to keep bugs from climbing in and out of it. Washing machine's back in place. Everything's connected. I don't know if this is going to work or not. The way this thing works is you're going to turn it on. Well, first of all, you're going to fill it up. So you'd open whatever hot or cold water you want in it, and you basically just watch it, let it fill up, turn the water back off, and then you put the number of minutes that you want it to agitate, and then you've got a drain. So you turn this, it just basically gravity pulls it out. So you open it up, it just runs into a tank underneath, and then you switch everything to the dryer, and it has an incredibly fast spinning dryer, and it slings the water out of it. Now, I've never used this. I've watched a couple of videos on it. Apparently you can just hang the clothes up. It'll hold, I think, 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, which I'm a little skeptical of, but anyway, we'll see. But it says by the time you spin it, if you hang the clothes, which I would hang in the dryer, which I would hang in the shower, supposedly by morning they're dry. We'll see. But these hoses just slip on there. There's no barb, there's no nothing, you just stick it on there. And granted, when you turn this on, there's really not much pressure in there. There's nothing, no back pressure to push against. But I noticed that the 3/4 inch piece of PVC would just barely slip over the tube. I figured out was if you take a piece of, I think this was 3/4 PVC, and it slips over the hose there, no problem. So you put it on there, but then when you push down on here, the hose is slightly expanded because of the size of the nipple it went on. So I think if I just work these down there nice and tight, it should hold it on really well. We'll see. And then to take it off, you just pull it back out again. And so when you shove it down on there, it kind of pinches that hose on. So I think it'll hold. I mean, you give it a good tug, it doesn't come off. Well, nearly done. I just need to attach the backsplash. I'm going to use some like wood type screws, but with a similar head. And I'll do a few of those in there. And then the covering over the pipes. I just need to paint that. But other than that, I'd say it's done. Well, I'm trying to finish up the drinking water faucet. And so I've got a piece of tubing down in here, which is food grade. I got this piece from somewhere on Amazon, Terra Pump. It's made in Korea, South Korea. And so this is the food grade hose. So I've got my foot pump here. Now the faucet is turned on right now. If you turn it off, of course it won't do anything. So you had to prime it a little bit, but now that it's working, just go to the pump down, let the pump back up. So every time it goes down or up, it's flowing water. And I don't have the drain hooked up yet, so that's why there's a bucket in there. But it works pretty well. And I figure once I'm done with it, I'll just turn it off just to keep anything, ants or whatever, anything crawling up in there. Alright, so all we got left to do is slide that back in place, and then I need to put a strap around it to keep it from tipping over while I'm driving. But so far so good. Real happy with that. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.